Good morning, everybody. In this video, I'll be interviewed by CP Addict B and will present you what to expect in an online coding interview. So, this interview will be conducted over Google Docs where I'll be presented with a problem which I'll have to solve within 20 minutes. In the end of the video, I'll be telling you what went wrong in this interview and what didn't. So, let's get started. So here is a disclaimer, do not consider this interview as an ideal interview, like the responses might not be good enough, but this video is going to give you an idea how a random interview is going to look like.
Yes, let's start.
Okay.
You have been given a 2D array in which the values can only be 1 or 2. 1 represents but if a cell contains 1, it means there is a land on that cell. Otherwise, it's simply water. That cell contains water.
Okay.
And if the ones are connected with each other, either horizontally or vertically, it means the whole one group of connected ones can be termed as one island.
Okay.
So in this array, you are having two islands. You need
Okay,
to
so it is guaranteed that the number of islands are 2 in the given array.
yeah yeah.
Okay.
So you need to uh, create a path between those islands such that they merge with each other. So you can
Okay.
flip zeros into ones, and you need to flip at as less zeros as possible. It is possible.
Okay, so that means we have to connect the two islands using some kind of bridge.
Yeah,
Okay.
you need to
So
find the shortest bridge. Yep.
yes, yes. So can you tell me can you give me one example for this problem?
Yeah, yeah. Wait. This is the first example. I'm also giving you another example. We
Okay.
can just rearrange them so that it would be useful to us.
Yes, yes, sure. Okay, so we can just connect these two zeros. So we can connect these two zeros in the first example,
Yeah,
and in this example, one island is this and the other one is the boundary. So we
yeah.
can connect using any zero. So let's choose this zero. So
In the second
after
case,
that,
in the second, third example, you cannot choose any zero.
yes,
Yeah,
the diagonals ones we cannot use.
yeah,
Okay, so that means the diagonals are not connected directly.
yeah.
We have to from, okay. So I got the point. Okay, so what we can do is we need to have some kind of BFS in this problem because we need to find the shortest path between the two components.
Okay.
So what we need to do is we can associate the set number, that means the island number, with the ones. So these all the boundary ones will be having set representative island as 1, and this inner one will be having representative island number as 2.
Okay.
Okay, and then we can start BFS from all the ones. And
Ones of which island? Like from any island?
yes, we can start from any island, and we just have to find one of another set. So
Okay.
suppose we start from this one, and we find a one from some another island, then we need to stop.
Hmm.
So that, or we can start from one all ones of one island. We can do that also, but that doesn't make any much of a difference. So
Hmm.
so let's first start from the outer ones. So let's suppose we start from these ones which are outside,
Hmm.
which are the outside boundary, and then we add all these ones to the queue. That means we their coordinates to the queue, and let's add the four neighbors at each point.
Okay.
And when we find someone which is of different island, we can just stop.
Okay.
So does my solution make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense. But at this point, you just chose the first row, if I'm not wrong. There might be a case, suppose there are other ones which are present on some other row, the ones with belong
No,
to island one, and
what
they may be closer to the island two.
no, what I'm saying is we can add all the coordinates
Okay, okay,
having one of a particular
yeah.
island.
Okay. Yeah, my bad. Okay.
Yes. So can you give me the function signature, or can I assume anything?
Yeah, wait, I'm giving you the function signature.
Okay, thank you. So first we need to find the representative island. So for outside the this boundary, we need to uh, say that all these ones are from one. So let's have a function DFS. It will mark the representatives. So I think we have to increase the tab. Okay, so void DFS int I int j. This is the current node, and let's have a function called a vector called visited. So we'll be marking the representatives in this
Okay.
vector. So uh, let's have the name as int representative. So viz of ij equals to representative, int r add 4 equals to 0 0 minus 1 1. So we'll be moving in these four directions.
Okay.
So I'll be writing this function is valid.
Mm.
Let's rename these to row column. So now we have found that it is a valid position, so we can call the DFS on
Right.
this point, and we also need to check that visited is false. Okay, so
Mm,
we need to mark int I equals to 0, I less than a dot size I plus plus if a I j equals to 1,
mm,
and okay, let's call it at this point itself DFS on ij, and we have to create a visited vector. So the number of rows will be a dot size, and number of columns will be a 0 dot
mm.
size, and let's initialize it to 0.
Okay.
And we have to do this for 2 times, because we'll be marking first and second. So and visited of ij equals to 0, and we have to pass this representative. So let's have this representative as 1, and we'll be passing it here representative plus plus. So
So you've marked the cells of the cells
yes,
which are lengths. Okay.
yes, we have marked the islands. So outside ones should are supposed to be 1, and the inside one is supposed to be 2 by now.
Okay.
Okay, now we need to have a queue.
Mm,
So we can have a queue of vectors. So first two integers can represent the node at which we are present, and the last integer can represent the distance. So queue of vector of int, let's name it as q, and for int I equals to 0, I less than a dot size I plus plus. If visited of ij equals to 1, then we have to add these nodes into the queue. So queue dot push.
mm.
So I, j, and the value is 0. So distance is 0 from island 1.
Okay.
Now what we have to do is while not of q dot empty. We pop one element
Mm.
and let's add all the four directions into it. And we also need another vector to form the visiteds in this BFS.
Okay. So that you are not visited them again, and as you have already
Yes,
found the shortest distance to that set.
yes, yes. So let's name it visited one. So I'll mark this current node as visited, and then will not be moving it to it again. So for int I equals to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus. And yes, we have to check here if this is the second island. So if visited of front 0, front 1 equals to 2, that means it is the second island. We can just return its distance. So return front 2. If is valid, front 0 plus r add 0 and front 1 plus c add 0. So that means it is a valid move
Mm.
and it has not been visited before. So and not of visited one of, let's copy this. If it has not been visited, we can add it to the queue. So queue
Yep.
dot push, and the distance is going to be front 2 plus 1.
Okay.
And let's mark it as visited. And let's return anything here. So I think this should work.
Yep. Yep. Yes. This will work, I guess. And what would be the time complexity of your solution?
So the time complexity is we are calling this. So let's start from here. So we are calling DFS on each node which has not been visited and is marked 1. So this entire thing will be taking on cross m time, and then we are just calling a BFS. So this is also going to take on plus m time. So the complexity will be on cross m. So this is also going to take on cross m time. So the complexity is n cross m, which is the size of matrix. If you observe, I did not use Google Docs in the best way possible in this interview. Like I could have used the Google Docs for the examples itself, and in some parts I was not audible enough, like I was mumbling something and it was not clear to the interviewer. And second thing, if you observe, which is a major flaw, was that I did some basic coding mistakes in the syntax as well as a few logical errors. These logical errors would be very easy to catch if I had enough time at the end. So if I had time, I could dry run the code on some inputs and I could easily catch those errors. One of the error was that I did not implement the isValid function, which is a very big issue. So keep in mind, be fast and save some time for the end to dry run on some inputs. I hope you liked this video. So please like, share and subscribe. Thank you.